everybody. This is Dr. D. Stokes on Monday Moment. We thank you for joining us tonight. We are in our last night of Health Awareness Month, and we're so excited. We have another special guest tonight. But before I get to her, I do have some announcements I want to make. But let's open in prayer first. Father, we thank you. We love you. We give you honor, glory, and praise. We thank you for another day of health and strength. We thank you, God, that you brought us over hills and mountains. We thank you that we're mentally well, we're physically well in the name of Jesus. We thank you that you shed your blood, you took 39 stripes on your back so that we could be set free, healed, and we could be free of sin. And so, God, we thank you and we bless you in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you again for joining us tonight. Please partner with our ministry. You can do so at dstokes.org, or you can do so at 213 Moore Street in Thomasville, North Carolina, 27360, or of course, Stokes 1908 on Cash App. I have a special announcement tonight. I've been making these on Facebook, but please, ma'am, please, sir, go and buy my 2 devotional books and join us on July 1 for a 66-day Devo and prayer. We're going to go over the devotional and we're going to pray heaven down. So please join us 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time on July 1. Join us on Facebook only, and it's actually only going to be on Facebook Live. So you will not be able to see the replay. But you have to buy the books so you can follow along in the books and then take notes in the books. So it's going to be a fun time starting July 1. That's just right around the corner. That's like 2 days from now, 3 days from now. So join us and we're going to have a great time July 1. So let me introduce our guest today and then bring her on. I've intentionally had 4 women of color on the broadcast this month, and not because I'm a woman of color necessarily, but I wanted to highlight these women. They happen to be experts in their fields, so we celebrate them and we celebrate health, good health. We've talked about mental health mostly, and we're going to talk a little bit about physical health today. And I wore my sweatsuit. I told her I wore my sweatsuit because I didn't know if she's going to have us working out or not. So, I'm ready. I'm ready. I hope you're ready. So my guest today is Vania Hudson. She is an entrepreneurial health coach, oncology exercise specialist, and author who strives to successfully improve activities of daily living, health behaviors, and clinical outcomes through health education and resources and custom fitness solutions for chronic conditions. Would you please welcome my special guest today, Vania Hudson? Hey.
Hey, how are you, Dr. D?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. It's a little rainy here in the Midwest, but I'm doing all right.
And she hails from Chicago.
Yes, born and raised.
Well, good. Well, we look forward to what you have to say today, so take it away.
Awesomeness. I want to formally introduce myself. Vania Hudson. I am an oncology exercise specialist. I am a fitness trainer. I am an exercise instructor and health coach. I have been working in the field officially probably about 5 years now. My prior life, I was corporate marketing for 25 years. In some of the biggest companies, including United Airlines, US Cellular, Sybase, PeopleSoft, which is now Oracle on the West Coast, and several others. I decided to go into the health and exercise arena, if you will, because I am, as of this September, a 30-year survivor from traumatic brain injury. What does that mean? I'm blessed. I should not be sitting before you, but due to a bad car accident that almost took my life, I had been diagnosed with TBI during all of the surgeries that went on with me. I was a young woman, which age was on my side as well, not only God, but age was on my side. And I've had to learn to adapt. It did not stop me from attaining my bachelor's degree or my master's degree, and I'm working on entering a doctoral program within the next year as well. But what really brought me to exercise is because as I got older, stuff wasn't moving as quickly. My metabolism rate slowed down. And because I have traumatic brain injury, I was starting to get a bit foggy. And after having many family members who suffered from diabetes, heart disease, multiple sclerosis, kidney disease, you name it, I decided I wanted to learn how to give back to the community. Those doctors that saved me 30 years ago, by the grace of God and their skill, put me here for a reason, kept me here for a reason. So I decided to come out of corporate and go back to school. I switched my master's from integrated marketing to applied exercise science and nutrition. And what continued to make me want to dig further is my interaction with cancer patients. During the day, most days, I am working with cancer patients at Wellness House for Living with Cancer here in Hinsdale. And they are cancer patients that are working either at diagnosis, during diagnosis, and post-recovery. So we help rehabilitate them for activities of daily living because they want to get back into their lives. On the flip side, on my free time, I'm working with people with other chronic conditions, such as heart disease, such as diabetes, multiple sclerosis, kidney problems. Some are developmentally challenged. I work with clients like that as well. Some are just getting older and they don't know where to start. So what I decided to do was create the Healthy Aging Tree movement. That is an acronym, for the Healthy Aging Tree movement, and I am considered that lady, Vania. So they call me Coach Vania, they call me Miss Vania, or they just call me Vania. But I'm here to help you. So what I wanted to do today is give you a little bit of some nuggets. The presentation is a bit text heavy, but these are specifics that you need to understand. So if Dr. D, if you could go to that first slide for me. What we want to discuss are emotional and cognitive benefits of exercise. And throughout the month, you guys have been understanding and learning about what mental health awareness is and how it can how imperative it is for your health and well-being. So we need to understand that the benefits of exercise, as much as we complain, as much as we're trying to get off of that sofa after a pandemic, we need to be able to learn how to reduce the stress, anxiety, and reduce that depression. We need to improve mental clarity, self-esteem, self-reliance, body image, our sense of well-being. These are things exercise can do. Once you learn how to utilize the exercise and what is good for you, because this is not a one size fit all, you will begin to see some type of improvement. Along with me working hand in hand with you or a group, you'll begin to see what you need to see as far as your condition is concerned. So what happens when we're integrating exercise, excuse me for stuttering there, we restore that sense of control, we reduce the reliance on others, and we reprieve, in this case, and this is specific to cancer patients, from the cancer challenges that face you, okay? If you could go to the next slide. I'm not sure if you were able to pull it up, Dr. D. There we go. We're gonna go to the one that says physical benefits, which is the next one over. Excellent. So the net physical benefits of our exercise is your musculoskeletal framework. That is our body. There are so many bones and joints in our body, but if we do not exercise, that's when they become weak and brittle. Exercise helps to restore your flexibility and your range of motion. You'll increase your muscular strength and endurance. You help to strengthen those bones. There's more to just taking a vitamin or eating what you need to eat. You have to learn to strengthen those bones. Exercise is imperative for doing that, and it reduces the risk of osteoporosis. Exercise, the physical benefits also include as I just said, preventing and controlling your osteoporosis, reducing the risk of fractures, and increasing your functional capacity. What does that mean? That means when you're trying to pull yourself off of that sofa, or you're even trying to get out of the car, just a simple move, your regular exercise will help you or minimize some of that grunting and groaning that you may do if you learn how to be physically active on a regular basis. Let's go to the next slide. You'll also hear about your cardiovascular health, and that is us getting moving. What does that mean? It's more than muscle lifting weights or doing some strength resistance. You need to get that blood moving and circulating in your heart, in your body, so it pumps to the heart and it helps to keep you physically active. If you don't pump your heart, you're going to become dragged down, fatigued, and you're going to lose a lot of energy. It also helps you reduce the risk of blood clots, and it increases your lung capacity. Also, if you're able to keep up in your respiratory programs, you'll be able to increase stamina. You might be able to jog around the block versus going half a block panting halfway there. You might be able to ride that bike 5 extra minutes, or you might even be able to do a game of bowling, and do all 10 frames versus, 1 or 2 without worrying about if you're hurting your arm as you're bowling. These are the things that we need to do to integrate just so we can do stuff that we do and love to do on a daily basis. All right. We're going to also understand, if you go to the next slide, some of the other physical benefits. As I was saying, we were talking about weight management, decreasing your body fat. You want to increase your lean tissue. What does that mean? We're burning a lot of the extra body fat. Depending on your size, meaning your height and weight, will determine what your fat percentage is. There are some compilations out there about what the perfect body fat weight percentage is. It truly depends on your size and body type for you to determine what is good for you. It is definitely not a cookie cutter approach. You need to understand in conjunction with your doctor what will work. We also, once we determine all of that, we need to understand how we're going to increase our metabolism. Decreasing your metabolism includes eating the right nutrients and making sure you have the right supplements if needed, because if you're taking additional meds for whatever reason it might be, everything needs to work together so that you are not jeopardizing your weight even further. We also need to understand how we can prevent weight gain, how you can enhance your weight loss, and how you can reduce abdominal fat. You'll see over here to the right some of the major vitamins that are imperative to our daily living to help you keep a great immune system. If our immune system is on target, you will be able to minimize some of the fat that is stored in women, typically in their waist, going into the hips. Guys, definitely their hips, and not their hips, I'm sorry, their stomachs. Lower abdomen is for guys. Women, we're all the way around. That's why we get the pear shape as we grow older. So beta carotene, vitamin C, D, and zinc are very imperative when you want to learn to keep up your immune system. Some of these can be found in natural foods. Some of them you might have to do a supplement for. Again, you have to work with your doctor and a nutritionist if possible so that you can get the best benefit for what is right for you. All right, we're going to go to the next slide as well. So there's some studies out there that that specialize in specific physical benefits. So it just depends on what might be going on with you. And I've listed some to the side here for your reference. You will get a copy of this presentation if you'd like to review it. And some of the things that can help increase or eliminate through exercise is you can improve your bone health, for instance. You can look down the list. It'll improve your fatigue, your body image, reduce your stress. It improves your sexuality sometimes as well. You definitely get better sleep if you're exercising on a regular basis. It helps with any disabilities you might have with your shoulder once you are cleared to do specific exercises. If you have cancer, it will help with lymphedema. Also, if you are suffering from any emotional or psychosocial disorders, this will help you get back into the mode of being more normal for your life. So the references I have to the side will have us look at some of the case studies that involve some of these instances on the side that can help you improve upon what is going on with your body. We are going to go to that next slide, and this one is a little difficult to see here, but once you get this and you print out this one particular slide, you can see to the left that depending on what is going on with your body, I have some recommendations here on what might be good for you. So since this is a very difficult slide to see on the screen, I will just pull out fatigue, for instance. So to battle your fatigue, if you incorporate aerobic exercise, some type of resistance exercise, and strength exercise over time, typically if you're starting from scratch, 4 to 6 weeks, you will be able or begin to see some type of improvement in your fatigue level. Of course, when you first start working out, you will feel like, oh my God, all I want to do is go to sleep. That's because you're taxing your muscles and they haven't probably been that active in a very long time. So you're going to initially sleep. The stronger you get, you're going to level out, and then your body will learn to get set on its regular clock. Believe it or not, most adults, especially those of us that are over 50, need to have at least 7 hours of sleep nightly. Not only does it help your body rejuvenate, it helps to replenish everything you've done over the day. It helps you to regain your muscles and clear your mind. Most of us used to try to work and play on 2 and 3 hours of sleep. We just can't do that. We're not doing our bodies any justice by not giving it the proper rest. If you work it, you have to rest it. So this is just a sample of what you can look at if you have an idea of what you might want to do. And of course, I can give you more information about further assistance later. And my last slide here, which is just a couple of resources that you can go to understand what might work for your body type and any conditions you might have. The first link is specifically for cancer patients. A lot of people are battling cancer or just being diagnosed and don't have initial resources. The second one is through the National Institute of Health. That is a government website. It has a plethora of information. It's almost overwhelming. There is so much exercise information there and what you can do to work with your doctors and nutritionists. And the last one is the American College of Sports Medicine Guide to Exercise. And it, again, has more information about a specific section, actually, for those with chronic conditions so that they can understand where they can start, what types of questions they can ask to their providers, and if what they need to begin starting to convert to a healthier lifestyle. And then at the bottom, that last slide is me, of course. If you have any questions, that is my business number below with my email address. I will get back to you within 24 hours if you reach out to me. But I wanted to give you this basic information. Again, this is a bit text heavy because it has a lot of information in there. Many people don't know where to go or where to start. If I don't do anything but give you some information so you can begin to start to get moving, it will be more than what you're doing procrastinating. I tell everybody the minimum, and this is through the National Institute of Health. This is a government standard. We are to work out, quote unquote, physical activity, move consistently, 30 minutes daily, 5 times a week. That's only 150 minutes out of your day, out of your week. 150 minutes, 1/2 hour. You can do that walking your pup or sitting, I'm not sitting, but walking outside. You can do that by parking your car at the end of a grocery store parking lot and coming back. You can make that 30 minutes very useful in any type of day. 150 minutes a week, you will, again, if you stay consistent, you will begin to see slowly changes in your body. Add some great nutrition to that, and you'll begin to see the weight drop as well. So what I want to show you this evening, and I'm glad Dr. D did put on some workout clothes. I'm always in workout clothes, but I always like to make sure when I get up first thing in the morning, because we are always kind of stiff when we move. What you want to learn how to do when you get up is learn how to stretch properly. All right. So you can sit right at the side of your bed. We're going to take our arms. You can take your arms all the way out, hold it right there, and then bring them together in a genie pose. And what we want to do is called trunk rotations. And those trunk rotations help to open up your back, your upper, mid to lower back, which is called our cervical spine, our thoracic spine, and our lumbar spine. So we're twisting each way. Some of us may not be able to twist each way when we twist. That's okay. You go as far as you can, and the more you work it, the more it will loosen up. I always recommend you start off with 5 to 8 turns, and then you increase. Another stretch that I use to make sure that I stretch my neck out, especially since we are in a Zoom environment these days, is our cervical spine stretch for our head and neck. We take it down into it and we draw a square with our head. So what we're going to do is you take your chin, you draw a line with your chin going over here to your right shoulder, and you pause it. You'll feel the stretch in your neck. You'll draw a line all the way up to the top of your ceiling, the right corner of your ceiling. You're looking up, you'll feel the stretch there. You'll take the line, it's this imaginary line, of course, and you're drawing a line with that chin all the way over to the left corner of your ceiling. And then you're going to take it back down over here to the left shoulder and bring it down. And then you'll come back to the center of your chest and hold it. Of course, we do that in reverse order as well to do the full range of motion for your head and neck. And then finally, one other stretch you can do, and I'm sitting in the chair, so it'll be a little difficult, but you'd like to take your hands and press it behind your back. You're going to open your chest, and this is how we're taking some of those kinks out of this chest in the morning. Even though most of us try to lay on our back, but we wind up laying on our side or balled up or whatever, but you're opening that chest up. And then you'll take your chin all the way up to your ceiling, and then you'll come down and you're curving your back as well, all right? You'll feel your shoulders open up in the back as your chin is to the chest, and then you'll inhale as you come up and open back up. We do that about 4 times as well to get that blood flowing and moving. Now, I'm one who loves to work out first thing in the morning and get it done. It gets me started, and then I go about my day. Depending on your work schedule and what you have going for you, you will have to, of course, figure out what you need to do, but you need to set aside that specific time for you. It's you and only you. There's only one you. And if you don't take care of you, it will not be a good outcome for you. So with that, I know that was a lot of information in a short period of time. If you have any information, you can always contact me at 708-910-4767. My company is That Movement, and That is an acronym, the Healthy Aging Tree Movement, by me, that lady, the Healthy Aging Tree lady, Vania Hudson. And you can contact me at vania.thatlady@outlook.com.
Thank you so much. That was so awesome.
All right.
And I was doing those exercises with you.
Uh-huh.
So,
and you know what? And since the pandemic, I've taken on quite a few clients now that I work versus us going into a gym, because everyone's not, and I don't even work in, I have one cancer patient I work with in the gym now, but everybody else is on Zoom, and I do everything on Zoom. They're more comfortable. They prefer it. They're in their own environment. And I think they've progressed well over this year, because they don't have to worry about who's looking at them in the gym, and if the equipment is clean and everything. And it's worked out perfectly. The only other time I really have to go in now is because I'm starting to teach back live at Wellness House, because we're starting to bring in the cancer patients on a staggered basis through the end of the year. But most of my classes for them are still taught online as well. So the pandemic has taught us a different way on how to deal with health and wellness. And it works if you learn how to be consistent with it.
If you work it, it works. That's right.
Absolutely.
Yes. I have a couple of questions for you, if I may. Yeah. You mentioned, I'm a former athlete, so
okay.
This always bothers me. When they talk about the body fat and the BMI indexes, it always bothers me, because athletes, I'm 6'1".
Oh, wow.
Taller than most women.
Right.
And of course, I went to school with guys who were 6'6" and 6'7", and you know, heavy, but not but not fat.
Right.
And so you said something about, you know, talking to your doctor and I'm glad you said that, because it's true. We should talk to our doctor and our nutritionist before we do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But these standards for body fat and BMI, I just think are kind of ridiculous.
Yes.
And I think they're outdated. What is your thoughts? Now, I'm not professional, though. You are. So
no, and you're absolutely correct. They are outdated. They don't particularly cater to people of color as well. We have a different body physiology. And if we were to work strictly by what I think, gosh, the standards, and I wish I could, the last time that was updated probably was the early 80s, and stuff has changed so much. Not only are we the most obese country in the world, in the free world, they are not even updating it to match what is going on with people's eating habits, and then bring in some cultural differences between people of color, whether you're Asian, Black, Indian, or whatever. We're just built up differently. And those standards are built for Caucasians. They just are. There is no way that someone 6'1", and I'm 5'7". So if they say that we're supposed to be 115 pounds based on our weight, me at 115 pounds is skinny. You at 115 pounds at 6'1" is freaking anemic.
Right.
Anorexic, right? Not anemic, anorexic. So we have to work with our doctors to understand what your weight is, what your height is, and then we'll calculate that proportion of body fat and BMI so that it is a realistic goal for you. You cannot go through with the current data, which is totally outdated. You cannot go by that.
Absolutely. The other thought I wanted for us maturing people.
Yes.
Remind us again what kinds of exercises we need to do. Thank you for the 30 minutes a day, but as we mature, do we need to do more strength training as we mature?
Yes, we do. A lot of folks are afraid of strength training, older folks. I'm 54. A lot of folks are afraid of it because they think, and women think, they're going to get these big muscles and all this stuff. And there is no way scientifically that we can get crazy muscles like you see some of these women without injecting steroids. We are just not made up physiologically. We just aren't. So what's going to happen? Yeah, you're going to drop some body fat You might make a muscle or whatever, but you're never going to look. If you see a woman looking like that, she is injecting steroids. We're just not made up with that. So we have to understand, based on what's going on with us, you might have bad knees or something, and you can't do burpees, for instance. So we have to do what's called a modification for it. We have to understand what's good for that. If everything is in a perfect world, only thing that's going on is your knees, we always modify. That's why it's imperative to go to do what's called a physical assessment questionnaire that can understand what you have going on with you physically, so that when we come up with a program for you, it is based on what your body can and cannot do. If you just go out and walk vigorously, at a pace for 30 minutes, that is getting your heart rate up. That is the goal, to raise the heart rate, so that the heart rate, in conjunction with what you're doing for strength training, will help you burn the necessary fat and keep your lungs in functioning order. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. Yes. Thank you for emphasizing that. And thank you for being my guest today. I really appreciate what you've had to say, and it really fit in well to our whole month. And tell them again how they can get in touch with you in case they need you, because you can do this online and you can do it anywhere. Tell them again.
Absolutely. You can contact me. My email address is vania.thatlady@outlook.com. My phone number is 708-910-4767. I train online. I do consultations if you just need a consultation, but we can do everything virtually now. You don't have to be in Chicago to work with me or be at a gym. It is totally possible. If you work with me online, you have your own personal link, and we determine what has to happen as far as physical assessment. If you need nutrition advice, we can help you with that. And we just move from there and customize it for you. There, again, as I said before, there is no cookie cutter program out there.
We sure appreciate you. Hang tight, and let me close out, and I'll get back to you. 1 second.
All right.
Thank you to my guest, Vania Hudson. We thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here. Don't forget, please, ma'am, please, sir, partner with us in this ministry. You can do so at dstokes.org. And do not forget that starting on Thursday, I'm looking at my calendar, it'll be Thursday of this week. We're at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We begin our 66-day Devo and prayer. We're going to go over a devotion each day, and we're using my books. So please get those books. You need those books. It'll be on Facebook Live only, and there will not be a recording that you can see afterwards. So please join us on Thursday. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you. The Lord be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you his peace, his shalom, nothing missing, nothing broken. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in all month long. This has been a spectacular month for health awareness. Go now and be healthy. God bless you.